from Bocas del Toro, Panama. In today's video, I'm going to be sharing all of the experiences that I had in Bocas del Toro and on Colón Island specifically, and any tips, tricks, or recommendations that I can give you if you are coming here soon, or to inspire you to come as well, because we've only been here the morning and we already love it and it's extremely beautiful. Because we are headed to Bocas del Toro, we are actually taking a plane from Panama City to Bocas del Toro. It's a bit quicker for the shorter time frame that we might have in Panama, so we're looking forward to spending a few days in Bocas del Toro. Our plan for today is just to kind of relax and enjoy ourselves, check out our Airbnb, which is really beautiful. It has a pool. We're right in the heart of the jungle. We were asking our Airbnb host on the drive-in where we could go to see wildlife, and she's like, well, at our property. We had people see sloths right outside the kitchen window the other day. So we're excited about that and keeping an eye out for all the wildlife that we might see. But yeah, I think today we'll then go get some lunch nearby our Airbnb and maybe just hang out at a beach and relax a little bit. We actually were able to get a ride from our Airbnb host, which was incredible and we really appreciated it. But you can also, there's plenty of taxis or folks outside the airport when you land, or from the dock if you're coming from mainland Panama, from a bus or taxi to get you to where you need to go. We're kind of staying about 10 minutes outside of the town and are kind of excited to be staying at this really cool Airbnb for a couple of days and to kind of check everything out. Hi, Flo. Okay. In Bocas del Toro, on Colón Island specifically, there's a few places that you can stay and are recommended. There's obviously downtown and in town, and I think the pros are being close to taxis, water taxis, and any other kind of excursion, and more concentrated restaurants and shops, cafes, all in that area. But it can be, I think, a bit louder at times. But then you can come out to other areas on kind of the big main chunk of the island. We're staying right along, and I'm forgetting the name, so I'll put the screen of the beach that we're staying near for reference. But there's also kind of the northern part of the island, which is a bit further, but I think if by taxi it's maybe only 20 minutes, so not too bad. And then there's kind of the east side of the island where once again you can catch taxis, take a bike, and get up there pretty easily as well. So yeah, there's a few different, I think, good areas to stay on this island and around. And there's also obviously water taxis that can take you to the other islands surrounding kind of the main Colón Island that most people know about. For our first afternoon in Bocas del Toro, we started walking along the road near Bluff Beach, where the beach bars begin, and just kind of followed along the coastline. It's a very easy walk and gives you a good first look at this side of the island. On one side, you've got the ocean coming in very strong, and on the other side, you've got thick trees and stretches of sand that show up out of nowhere. We kept stopping just to take in whatever popped up next. Another break in the trees, a lookout point, or some random patch of beach with nobody on it. As we kept going, the crowds dropped off and the area felt more open. The waves were bigger, the wind picked up, and the whole spot looked a little more raw than the more built-up parts of the island. It wasn't anything dramatic.
It was just interesting to see how quickly the scenery shifts as you keep moving along the road. We followed the road all the way down to the southern end of Playa Bluff. By then, the light was starting to change, and the few surfers were still out there trying to squeeze in the last waves of the day before the light went down. We stood there for a while, watching them and taking in the view before heading back. It was a simple first day, but a good one at that. The kind that gives you a real sense of the place without trying too hard.
We're up early this morning because we wanted to get up and see the sunrise today, and we actually had a taxi drive us up all the way, or at least halfway, to Bluff Beach, because we wanted to just be able to enjoy the sunrise and see it on the beach at this area. And then we're gonna actually probably walk back and see it that way, and walk for about an hour and a half to get some steps in our day and see everything. So that is what we are doing on this early morning. Yeah. We were able to get a phone number from our Airbnb host for a taxi, so we were able to set that up the morning or the evening before and have them meet us at a restaurant near our Airbnb, and drove us up this way as well. We were going to go a little bit further down Bluff Beach, but we kind of just figured, you know what, the roads at this part can be, they're not paved, so it can get a little muddy at times, and we're like, oh, we don't need to walk all the way as far as we thought to see what we want to see, so we're just stopping here and watching the big waves come in. Bocas del Toro is a place for surfers, for sure. I think a lot of the beaches, unfortunately, are not necessarily recommended to go swimming in because they have really strong waves or currents, with the exception of a couple of them, which I can mention. But yes, so Bocas del Toro is known, and I'm not a surfer, so I will not get maybe some of this right, but it is a place that is known for really great waves and surfing, and we're up early, and there's been about 3 or 4 surfers who we've come to Bluff Beach and are here to go surfing. So if you're a surfer, you probably already know about this, but if you don't, look into Bocas del Toro, Colón Island, some good surfing.
So cute.
Yep. So we're walking back from Bluff Beach, where we watched the sunrise and a bunch of surfers. And so we're walking along the road, and we haven't seen any sloths, toucans, monkeys yet, but we saw our first sloth. It was just right along the side of the road, taking a nap in the tree. So we're very excited that we saw our first sloth on the island. We stopped for breakfast. That is at a place right along the beach. We were walking back from Bluff Beach to our Airbnb and decided to stop for breakfast and just kind of relax a little bit since we've been up for a bit already today. After breakfast, we spent a little more time looking at the beaches again. At this point, we'd already explored most of the area, so it was more about taking another minute to appreciate the coastline before heading back to where we were staying. From there, we went back to our Airbnb just to relax for the afternoon.
It's set in the jungle, so the second you get into the property, you're surrounded by tall trees, thick plants, and a lot of green in every direction. The pool is right in the middle of it, and we ended up spending part of the afternoon here. It was no big plans, just kind of cooling off, relaxing, and taking a break before going back out. Once it started getting later, we walked into the main town. It's not a big area, but it's busy enough with shops, cafes, and plenty of options for food. We wandered around and checked out a few stores, mostly just getting a feel for the place. Eventually, we landed on somewhere for dinner based on what looked good as we walked by. Nothing complicated, just exploring this part of the town, seeing what was there, and ending the night with a good meal. We really appreciated getting to spend time in this part of the island to see what they had to offer since we were not staying near here and knew what was available if we wanted to come back in the days to come.
It is now the next morning, and we have gotten up early again to come to Bocas del Drago. You can get we got a taxi to pick us up where our Airbnb was and drop us off here. But you could also, the buses come up here quite regularly, I think every 30 minutes or so. You can come to this part of the northern part of the island, and then we are actually going to walk to Starfish Beach. And we were told that it is better to come in the morning because the starfish are, I think, a bit closer to the shore versus in the afternoon they maybe wade their way out. So yeah, we're here. We're kind of hoping to dodge some rain and storms, so we'll see how that plays out very shortly. So there are quite a few restaurants that are near Starfish Beach. So if you do come out here and you get hungry, there's quite a few places to come grab a bite to eat or drink. So we're on the trail to Starfish Beach. This is about a 15 or 20 minute walk from where you get dropped off. But we were on the trail and we heard our first sound of the howler monkeys. We didn't see them, but we heard them. They were quite loud. I think there was a couple of them. But so yesterday we saw the sloth, as you saw, and then got lucky and saw 2 capybaras. They were really cute. But that's some of them, and a bunch of birds too. So we are holding out hope that we will see some the howler monkeys instead of hearing them, and maybe more sloths, because they're just so cute. Our efforts to get out here were rewarded. We've seen, I think, 15 or so starfish. They are so cute, but please remember, do not touch them. It shocks them and then they die. So if you come here, please don't do that. I can also definitely say that at least while we're here today, it is very calm. The water here is very calm, so I could see how this is a really great place to come if you want some good food along the water, come see some starfish, but also just to go swimming on this side of the island.
Our last morning in Bocas del Toro, we spent at our Airbnb listening to the rain and packing up before our boat back to the mainland. We caught a boat out and slowly made our way toward our next stop in Panama, Boquete. I'm going to go ahead and wrap up this video here, but if you enjoyed the video, give it a thumbs up and subscribe for more travel adventures. Thanks for watching.